three.
I
think he has three.
Yeah.
3? Okay.
He's still only halfway to Michael, so, 6.
How old is LeBron now, though? You said he's getting up there, right?
He's like 33.
Yeah.
How old was Jordan when he stopped?
38.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, Kobe stopped at 38, didn't he?
Yeah.
So
That's
that was like
number.
5 more years to go for him. If that's what the goal is.
Hey, speaking of defending, what are we defending today, Adam?
Oh,
Tell us.
we didn't have it in the show.
Star Wars. And stuff. Yeah, well, no, I mean,
Adam's trying to avoid it. We're trying to avoid
talking
that.
sports.
got into talking. Yeah. I was just trying to get us off of whatever we were on before sports.
Start the show.
Cream filling.
Thank you, Eddie.
You know,
That's what it was.
I gotta bring it back.
So welcome, everybody, to episode 21 of No Outside Food Allowed, a.k.a. The Nofa Show. We're here to argue all the geeky and nerdy topics you guys love, and today that's going to be a lot of Star Wars, plus a little Westworld. I'm Adam, and if I had to pick a Jedi, of course it would be Mace motherfucking Windu.
Not after I'm done talking episode 3.
My fellow Force users, Sam Lim,
General Kenobi.
Chris Felix,
Qui-Gon.
Eddie McGowan,
Luke Skywalker.
Chris Gagne,
Anakin. After he's a little bitch.
and special guest, Chai Chun Cherwin Wong.
Chewie Chewbacca.
That's perfect.
That is pretty good,
So
actually.
Eddie, you said you're Luke?
Yes.
Yes.
You incest motherfucker.
Hey,
Sick ass
don't,
motherfucker.
hey, it's not. It doesn't count if I don't know at the time.
We'll get super nerdy about Star Wars here
There's a lot to
in
say.
a little bit. Yeah, we're going to
I'm gonna get
argue
ahead of myself.
what we think. Well, our randomly chosen Star Wars movie. We're going to argue that's the best one. So we'll get there.
What happens in hyperspace stays in hyperspace.
Adam really wants to remind you
Not
that
the
he
Ewok
does
song.
not like The Last Jedi, but
Oh,
he's
don't
gonna do
worry.
his
You don't
damnedest.
have to tell it for me.
No, I know.
I'll
He's
get to there.
just
We'll get to
been
there.
very adamant about letting us know.
Don't worry.
This is not
Don't
your
worry.
favorite film.
We're all getting hurt today, okay? We're all defending things we don't
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't
It's
know.
the best movie ever.
Okay.
After writing all my argument,
This guy,
I was like,
he's starting to be
I kind of want to watch it
Hey,
again. Like, it's,
It's not
I
that
need,
bad.
I need my coffee.
It's not that's bad. It's like you're like swig.
Hey, don't worry about it.
Have a great
You'll
movie.
hear what I got to say.
Swig,
Don't worry about
swig.
We'll get there.
this is gonna be fun.
All right,
Well,
so
I'm glad we
before-
have Chai as a judge, right?
Oh, very impartial Judge Chai.
Oh,
Yeah.
my very impartial.
Yeah.
I need my coffee. Can I get coffee before I watch my radar?
Sure. I don't know how you pull coffee at this last second.
Felix has booze for you.
I've got whiskey.
Yeah, if you want to.
No drinking.
It's almost the same thing.
All right, so let's start with a little bit of random news around the world in last week. I know you guys want to talk about The Crow. We'll start there.
Oh yeah, I'm the only one that cares about the Crow. Apparently,
No. I'm the.
No,
I
all
love the Crow.
It was a
I
pretty
just
good
don't like
concept.
Jason Momoa. Whatever his name is.
You don't like Aquaman?
I don't like Aquaman. I don't like him.
That's your
He's
fault.
like
What's your beef?
everyone loves him because of Game of Thrones, and he was in it for like 3 episodes.
But
He's
it's-
not a
but
good
it's
actor.
not 'cause of
Every
Game of
other thing
Thrones.
he's been in, he hasn't been that great in. So
Did you watch the show Frontier on Netflix? When
No,
he's the bad
I
guy.
didn't.
Then that's your loss because he's actually really good in that show.
all right, well then you name
So
one thing I haven't
anyways-
seen that isn't.
Well, he's only really been in like a handful of things.
So back to
I
saying,
mean, I know, but I mean that's what everyone. He's only been in a handful of things, and everyone's always excited for him to be in other things. It's like he's eye candy for women, but for me so far,
He's just a so-so
just-
actor.
yeah, he's just like whatever.
I
He was the bro.
I get that, but
He's the bro in Justice League.
Yeah, look at that mug. You not like that.
you're just jealous of his gains, aren't you? It's okay.
100%. But that's not why. That's not why.
That's why
I don't
Evan's
like
getting
him
swole.
as
He's
an
trying to
actor.
compete
But
with
back to
Khal
what I
Drogo.
was saying with the Crow this week, what happened was they actually set everything up. The cast was ready to go, but the studio pulled out last second, and they ended up with no distributor, so they had to cancel the project, which kind of sucked. Because when just in general, if you put everything together and you're like, oh cool, let's launch this, and then suddenly your backup pulls out last second, that hella
Wait,
sucks.
so they actually canceled it? I thought they just lost the director and a star.
Well, they lost director and the star because they found out that the studio was pulling out
Oh,
Yeah, like there would be no distributor, no backing, so that kind of sucks. You know what I mean?
Well, that's kind of crappy. Who was the studio that pulled out? Do you know?
Sony.
Sony. Well, maybe somebody will pick it up. You know, if there's a script out there, I take it. You know, so
That's true.
there's still a
You never
chance.
know.
I mean, it's not dead. You know, just gotta find somebody to actually support it.
Like, because the original, like, even though it was Brandon Lee, like, he wasn't like some ripped dude that was the Crow. Like,
But he did
it
a
was
really
great.
good job, though.
Yeah. Oh
He
no,
did a
I
really good job.
love the
Well,
original
he's just
Crow.
supposed to be like a rock star. He's not like a big like weightlifter.
No,
or
that's what I'm
anything
saying.
like that.
That's
But then all the other crows.
why is Jason Momoa the first choice?
But then like all the other crows that followed it was so
Yeah, well, yeah.
bad. You know, so-
Because he's got that bad boy persona. I mean, that's. I think they're like, oh, we could sell this movie based on him being a hunk and
name alone.
There you
his
go.
long
That's what it
hair,
is.
and
That's what
he's kind of
every
a
one
bad
of his
boy.
movies has sold on.
Yeah.
Is that he's gonna be shirtless in this movie?
Fine.
And women are gonna.
Well, we make the crow with the
I
rock.
guess.
You happy? We'll use the rock.
I would
instead.
use The Rock because at least he has personality.
They could just not do a remake. That'd be nice too. Didn't they make? They made like
That's
three
the key
sequels.
right
didn't
That's
they?
the thing too.
What?
That's our
No,
stance.
no remix in Hollywood.
Seriously, when are we gonna do that? The Rock does remakes for all.
For all of the
A
movies.
rock themed episode.
Oh my god! Hang on, let's visualize how funny ass movie, The Rock remake, Little Herbie.
Oh god.
Stick him. Try to stick
Well,
him
you got to
in
stick him in that
car.
little car. Yeah, that would be comedy gold. Then.
Herbie will be a drop top this time around. Okay, it's all right.
It would be a-
He just rips off the top
You'd
itself.
have to.
He rips out the seat, a la Commando. Just drive. Arnold couldn't fit in a Porsche. He rips out the seat.
That'd be hilarious. I'd pay to watch that.
I told you I'd pay to watch basically any of the Rock's movies.
I'm
Except for
I'm
that-
actually on
except
board
for
for
that Die Hard
Skyscraper. No,
I'm not.
I'm in, man. I'm sold.
I'm gonna take you, Eddie. If I find out we get a free
It's gonna be
tickets,
amazing.
we're
I'm
gonna
actually
go
with
watch
you,
it.
Gani. This looks really stupidly awesome.
Yeah. Over under
I
how
didn't-
many times
I
he
didn't-
uses his leg to like beat somebody? Like 3.
Over under.
or to save himself. You know, we've seen that at
Wait,
least
wait.
3 times in the trailer.
How many times he says the title of the movie in the movie? Has to be at least like 3.
That's
Maybe.
too easy. That's like such a common like word to say. Like
You beat
it's
me
a
at-
skyscraper. Like
You put me in a skyscraper.
yeah.
I'm security for skyscraper. My family lives in a
That
skyscraper.
Where's the bathroom in this skyscraper?
You have to jump to the skyscraper.
I retired and lived in this skyscraper to avoid this stuff.
I've had it with these motherfucking skyscrapers.
They should get a job as security. They said.
At the skyscraper.
What if his last name's skyscraper?
Oh god.
I would watch it.
Oh my god.
Wow, that would be totally 80s.
John Scott.
Max Skyscraper.
No, it should be Hugh. Hugh skyscraper.
Best name ever.
Oh my god.
Speaking of The Rock,
That's pretty funny.
did you see his shoe on Under Armour?
Yes.
Yeah, it sold out in like 5
Shit,
seconds.
so-
27
minutes.
minutes.
He has a shoe now.
I was like, yeah.
No,
He
He
has a
sold
shoe
it.
right now.
Yeah,
Part
part
of
of
it-
armor, dude.
Yeah,
It's
part of
crazy.
his Under Armour.
On the bomb says skyscraper.
I was just scrolling through Instagram. They're like, my new shoe. And I was like, I want to see. And I click on it. And it was like, you can't even see the price because it was gone
Sold
in like
out.
27 minutes. I was like,
See,
I
they
missed
were
it by
probably
like 4
They
minutes.
were probably like $1,000 and they were gone in half an hour.
no, I think they're most of those shoes I've been seeing lately are around like $150
Yeah,
for the low for the
almost
low end.
200.
So
Almost
I'm sure
200.
his was like 225. I don't get it.
I don't get the shoe thing.
Resale
They go on your
700.
feet. The floor is dirty. It's just like
And I mean,
I don't get it.
I love shoes.
We
But
live in
I
the desert. It's windy. No.
I'm not spending $200 on a pair of shoes.
And I'm just saying I can't keep my fucking chucks clean. So no.
Right.
I'm not gonna spend that kind of money.
Have 30 pairs of shoes.
Yeah.
Anyways.
What else we got? What else happened this week?
We got some Stan Lee action going on.
Marvel news. Always Marvel news.
Yes, listen.
So, if you guys hadn't heard, I guess Stanley's been having hella problems with people and legal issues with his family. And I guess some guy tried to get up on his house with a gun and was
Tried to shake
accusing him of like, yeah, he owed him money or something like that. I don't know. Cops were called. Stanley's having a hell of a time.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Poor guy, dude. He's going through so much stress already. People need to back off.
Don't you know this guy's like 93 years old?
seriously.
He put an additional stress on his heart.
You know who we need to protect him?
Who's Sam?
The Rock.
Oh, no. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
Rock's
That was the lead-in, bro. That was
Come on,
the
man.
lead-in.
Doctor Strange. He's out there doing hero things
Doctor Strange with his skinniness.
No.
The Rock, dude.
with his uber jumping powers onto thieves.
Did you hear about what happened with Benedict Cumberbatch?
Sure, film me it.
Yeah. It was a good lead-in.
Oh, wait, did anybody have the story ready? Hold on. No, this actually happened. We're not making it up.
So the short version, he was in England, somewhere near where Sherlock Holmes lives, right? There on Baker Street, and he saw somebody getting mugged by 4 dudes and jumped out of his Uber car and went and helped this guy, threw these dudes off him, and basically is being held as a hero right there where he played Sherlock Holmes. So yeah, kind of funny, kind of strange.
Kind of strange.
Yeah.
See what you
Well
did there.
played. Well played. I like that one.
You think he ran up there and was like, "I know the Avengers."
He started moving his hands like spells and shit.
I just want to see how this played out. Just seems like almost kind of silly if you think about it. Like, what do the thieves think? Like, holy shit, it's Benedict Cumberbatch.
Like, holy shit, it's Doctor
run.
Strange, run.
Well, I'm sure. There's four thieves, so it could be 2 thinking Sherlock and 2 thinking Doctor Strange.
For sure. I don't know. Life imitates art, right?
Those 14 million outcomes, That was the one choice he did.
Is there another season of Sherlock coming out? This seems very staged.
No, not yet.
Oh, right.
Because Stephen Moffat's too busy working on the new Doctor Who.
Ah,
Yes,
I still haven't seen any of Sherlock, actually.
it's good.
3
It's really
seasons.
good, dude.
I've heard
Really
it's really
smart.
good. My brother's like a big fan.
They're short seasons. Sometimes like 1 to 3 or 4 episodes, but they're all like an hour long.
Right.
They're
all
longer
mini
than that. They're all
movies.
like a mini movie. Yeah, they're like an hour and a
Yeah.
half each. But it's so well done, and Martin Freeman and him together are fantastic.
Great chemistry, especially the way they utilize texting and the cell phone interaction. It's just really wow, blew me away.
Speaking of British TV, I saw the first episode of Black Mirror.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fun.
Oh,
Nice.
That was
you saw the pig one.
fucking weird.
Oh, that was a good.
They are all fucking weird.
That definitely was.
That's
a good
the only
episode.
one like that, though.
Eddie, you saying the first episode of the first season?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God, that one's.
You swine.
They're all different and
Oh,
weird.
that's one.
Skip ahead a few. Go season 4, episode 1. That's the one we were talking
Yeah.
about with the Star Wars one.
Yeah.
With,
Or Star Trek.
You can.
With
you
the
can,
guy from.
There's no connection.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
just
they're
go-
all standalone. This is one of those shows you can literally just start anywhere you want.
Oh, okay.
They actually got a spinoff for that one. The Star Trek episode. Yeah.
Sweet.
They
Oh,
got a
really?
spinoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they're supposed to connect in some way or another. That's what I
No,
read.
no, it's all
Well,
horror.
there's one episode I haven't seen it yet, but I hear it actually sort of ties them all together. I guess it's like the last episode of the latest season, but I don't know. I haven't seen how it plays out, but supposedly they're all connected at some point.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, other than the fact that it takes place in the not so distant future, and technology is, it's where technology evolves over the next 20 years maybe. None of the
Near
stories
future.
seem sequential. Yeah, it's fun like that. I mean, they've been getting some pretty big name directors. The Jodie Foster episode was really good. I think I mentioned that last week, where she injects her daughter with this tracking device.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that one. That's one that made me want to watch it.
Yeah, there's a lot of random big names that kind of
Definitely.
occasionally pop up in there. You mentioned Jimmy Simpson from Westworld. That's in. See, I remembered. He's in one of them. Bryce Dallas Howard's in one. There's a Christmas special. I forget. There's a few big names in there. I don't remember who they are. But
For me, I enjoy it a lot because it feels like a modern take, like Twilight Zone. You know what I mean? Every episode's different, keeps you tied in, keeps you guessing.
And there's always a what the fuck moment.
Exactly. It's
Favorite
so good.
one, episode or season 3, the guy who plays General Hux, Donald Gleason, and then Peggy Carter, or Agent Carter.
Oh yes.
I
Yeah,
didn't see that one.
I haven't seen that one either.
it's kind of like a love story one, but man, it's twisted.
Nice.
Like they all are, pretty much.
Right. Well, let's keep talking about Jimmy Simpson here, even though he wasn't in the latest episode of Westworld. We'll just jump to that because it was quite a mind bender.
A little bit.
We got to see a lot of Bernards, and he finally got out of the Matrix with another personality, Dr. Ford. So now he's carrying them both around. Pretty trippy.
Oh, so I'm just gonna start saying spoilers before every time we start talking about these because we've been really bad about doing this.
Yeah, if people are listening, they don't.
Spoilers.
Yeah,
Cough,
they
cough.
should know.
So I throw it out there, just being generous. Anyways, yeah, this episode, I don't know, man. I feel like things are getting kind of weird.
You got a lot of psychological mind stuff in this game, in this episode.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm just gonna jump straight to the main part of it. Anthony Hopkins kind of being inside of Bernard now, but being kind of a dual personality. Like that's the biggest takeaway I got from that.
It was so creepy too because he was so like casual about it. He's like, "Don't worry, Bernard. This is not your fault."
Yeah, he's very much an evil conscious inside his head now, which I think is kind of cool. So I'm curious to see how that plays out. But I don't know. Overall, the story is like it's not. I don't know. It's not hooking me in the way the first season is. Like I'm enjoying it. You know, it's fine. It's entertaining. Visually, it's really it's shot very well. I just something about the season is just not hooking me. I guess I'm starting to gather as the season's kind of winding up. I don't know, but it was fine. What'd you guys think?
It was just fine.
Yeah, I don't know. Kind of found myself like sort of losing interest as it kind of went on. But I mean, there's good moments out of it. But overall, I guess the season is not hitting me the way the first season did.
I still find it compelling to me personally, like just seeing the level between Bernard switching back and forth and trying to still maintain his humanity, even though he's being forced to do things he doesn't want to do. And for us to get a little more backstory of every character, the differences, I think that's pretty cool this season. You know, we actually got to see a little more Shogun World. You know, we got to see a little more action from different perspectives. So it's a slow burn, but I think we're gonna get a big delivery at the end, and especially the trailer for next week when it's all about the Indians. That's gonna be very interesting just to see the background.
Native Americans.
Okay, cool.
I'm just letting you know.
Don't forget
Eddie
Philly.
being the PC one over here. Okay.
So that lets you know that it's bad,
PC,
right?
The PC one. Okay. Coming from the robot porn guy.
Next week does look pretty cool. Different perspective. I don't know. We did get a lot of Dolores and Teddy just kind of killing people.
Man, Teddy's going hardcore, dude.
Yeah.
So I didn't get a chance to catch it, but they ended last week's episode with the whole train blowing up as it was entering the main compound, I guess.
Yeah, that was a decoy, like a massive decoy.
Okay. So they obviously cover a little more where Dolores and
this
Teddy are
one
heading.
this one did a little jumping back and forth too.
Damn them and the jumping.
Yes.
So is Anthony Hopkins like an actual character again then? He's just like the conscious of Bernard, like you hear his voice, or
He kind of took over, he latched himself in there, which basically I think we called it, he uploaded himself into Bernard's kind of conscious.
Right.
So, now he's kind of just tolling along in his head. So he's sort of talking to nothing, but he sees him. So there's
and he can take control.
Yeah.
Of the
So,
body,
it looks like he has sort of a little switch that you can just turn on and just kind of take over Bernard. So, yeah, he's kind of inside his head.
That's not impressive. I have Anthony Hopkins in my head all the time.
You have the Hannibal version.
I was like, yeah, which version? The Meet Joe Black or
All of them.
And then we also did get a cool with the Man in Black. He got kind of
He got served.
got shot like 3, 4, or 5 times.
He took, I think, a total of 6 bullets.
He didn't have a nice time.
Nah, there was no first aid kit around.
He did get away though from whoever the hell. I don't even remember now.
When you play Dark Souls,
May
you're gonna lose sometimes.
He enjoyed the remake of the original. It's such a great feeling.
The remaster is in higher definition.
It was someone reviewed. Can you explain it? The reviewing. It was so retarded.
Yeah, someone said that this was like their title sentence. The Dark Souls remaster recaptures the heart of the original game. This isn't a remake. It isn't like a restart. It's literally the same game, just updated.
Better graphics.
Better
that's all right.
graphics and better frame rate on consoles. So, yeah.
So I
it
would hope so,
recaptures
right? It's the same game.
heart because it's the same game.
Yeah.
Thank you, IGN, again.
That's a great review. Sounds like something you would put on a podcast.
Good job, guys.
It's just lazy writing. Just lazy writing.
That's lazy writing.
All right. Anything else on Westworld?
Yeah, in a way, I'm not trying to rush it, but I kind of just want to. I'm almost kind of ready.
We
to
want to see
wrap
what the
it up.
ending
Yeah, I
is.
kind of want to see where the end game is because I have no idea where this is going. So I'm
Maybe
almost
that's why you
getting
liked
a
the
little
first
impatient.
season because you knew it was going to end with the robots coming to life. And
Sort of that, and
taking
then I
over
just
the
feel
cart.
like it was sort of your unraveling mystery as it goes on. I felt that was more compelling, and you're kind of seeing how things connected. This is just kind of going in a direction I don't know where the hell we're going, and that's kind of it. It's almost a little frustrating. I just want to know what the end game is for everyone.
Yeah, you didn't know in the first season that the maze wasn't for us.
Yeah,
Right.
There's a lot of things that we were uncovering as it went on.
It's almost amazing.
I'm kind of
Was that 2? You might
It
need to
depends
speak
if
on
you
here.
can't.
I don't care,
If you
man.
count the
Listen,
tick.
I'm making up for last week that I missed. All right.
I'll give
I'm kind of with you, Felix. I think I enjoyed watching it just all at once the first time around, and so this week by week I've been kind of frustrated where they're bouncing around, and I'm waiting for the end for the big payoff too, and hoping that they're going to tie some of the stuff that they've been showing us together, and wrap it up well. Because this one's been hit and miss.
Right.
Oh, one more bone to pick. All these guys have great guns and technologies, but yet they're fucking idiots, and they get killed by fucking old school weapons so easy.
We did have some enough guys.
I am so annoyed by this.
This crew's
concept.
like they're like teenagers in horror movies. Like, what? How are you this
Oh
incompetent?
my god!
And they're supposed to be
there's a hot chick talking to me. She touched my shoulder. Oh darn, I'm dead.
I didn't feel any remorse for that guy at all. And then this whole like task force comes in with automatic weapons and body armor, and they can't beat any of these people, these hosts coming in with like these primitive guns, like these single fire rounds, which I've never seen anybody reload. Never seen Dolores grab one bullet off her cosplay armor.
her bandolier.
So like, that's what I was saying. Like, they're over here like
just Cyclops, man. He's the only one that's a badass.
Yeah, you know what I mean, like
he earned it. Okay, Teddy literally earned it. Like he worked so hard to get to that ass level.
Yeah, Action Edition Teddy. I love him. Like, he's great. Like, I really like. Why isn't he in more action movies? He looks good as an action.
He's gonna be in Sonic.
No.
Out.
It's gonna be super fast paced action film.
Oh my god. Get us out of here.
All right.
I'm sorry. So you put me down for 2. How many does he get for that?
I don't know. I'm losing count.
Okay. Fair enough.
We're at our limit, guys. We're at our limit.
Yeah.
Okay. We're at warp capacity.
Oh my god. Stop.
Can we add a bell like every time that goes off?
There you go, Ty. You're the bell. Ding.
You got to keep track now. All right. So, did you guys want to quickly mention your review on Solo?
Oh yeah.
Because you guys didn't.
I enjoyed it. I give it an 8 still.
Yeah, I'll stick with an 8 also.
Eight?
I enjoyed it.
Pretty good.
My favorite part was Darth Maul, dude. That like really just captured the moment. I was like, yes, he showed up finally.
But that was a cool cameo. I do have to.
Yeah.
Why do you like the lightsaber?
didn't know it was Darth
I was
Maul.
thinking about that as we walked out. Like,
Because you had to know that it was him. You had to know.
Oh, okay. That's what I needed. Like the robot legs. You know, the whole face. Like all.
I mean, I didn't know because Darth Maul didn't
They
talk.
want to give you the full goodie
And now he
package.
talks.
They don't want to cheat you.
And he died.
But
so,
also,
you know.
there's a bunch of race of him that have similar faces.
It was Darth Maul. Come on, who are we fucking kidding here? It's Darth Maul. Like we all know
Well,
that.
they had to reinforce
like,
it.
it could have
a few
been-
times.
It was very.
What if it was like
a
Darth
cheesy moment.
Maul's
It's just a look
son?
how badass I
But
am, though.
let me just say this about that, Sam. Is the coolest part of these new Star Wars films then just the ending? You know, because you have Darth Vader in the other one, and you have Darth Maul in this one. Is that the coolest part? Is just throw in a cameo at the
I
end?
actually enjoyed this movie thoroughly. Honestly, it was a lot better than I expected, as y'all know. I was kind of just not really like excited for this one at all, but this was fun. I kind of looked at this as like, this is what a gangster movie looks like in Star Wars. Like, what does a car chase look like in Star Wars? We got that in the opening act. I thought that was pretty sweet.
I really enjoyed Lando too.
Oh my
he
God.
was really good.
Dude,
He was
Donald
really,
Glover,
really,
like,
really good.
if you close your eyes, you heard Billy Dee Williams for a few lines there. The
I
way
agree.
he accented some of those words was so good. It was amazing.
The Darth Maul thing, I think the cameos are cool, but I don't think they're I don't think they add or take away from the movies, in my opinion. The Darth Vader thing in Rogue is awesome because it's Darth fucking Vader and he's doing what we don't
you
get.
wanna see
Like,
him, right?
yeah, right. Well, we saw like stiff-legged, 1980s.
We've never seen a fully
Right.
realized Vader on film. So,
Right.
until then.
And it, so that was awesome, but I still think the rest of the movie fucking is awesome because had nothing to do with Force users, and so far those are my favorite movies. But yeah,
Yeah, Solo was definitely
Good
fun.
answer.
dude.
And I was just throwing the question out there because I like Solo too. I think we all were in agreement. It was pretty much
The little 2-bit jokes were good. My favorite gag is still the fact that we have 30 minutes in that ship. They're just give me a second, they'll come right out. Whoop.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that he shot first at the end. That was good.
Yeah.
And what you posted this week, Adam, about the C-3PO's quote from Star Wars, like how
It was
that,
the original quote from Star Wars had something like it was talking about the computer and the Falcon, and it had such a peculiar dialect.
yeah.
And then it kind of throws back to
Now
the
that's
droid
cool.
getting plugged in.
When
And
I saw that, I was like, oh my
You're like,
god.
That was really cool.
See, that's a cool callback because
Yeah.
I didn't like even think
I
about.
didn't even catch it.
Yeah. You kind of realize some things when you go back and watch these original films, and you're like, oh shit, I
Definitely.
never.
Quick little throwaway line too I love too is where Han first meets Lando and he calls him Han and he's like, it's Han.
Oh,
and
he
like,
does it every time.
Yeah, I love that. I love that they actually mentioned it because in the original Star Wars, like I was always wondering,
Why did he
why
call him Han?
Like it's like he's totally saying it wrong.
Yeah.
But I thought
He's
that was
the only one that would do that.
Yeah, it was so good. And like one gripe that I did have though is like I didn't really like that they killed off everybody. Like the whole like the heist group, like they're all cool, but you barely got to know them. Like and just like when you kind of thought that maybe you'd see them do a few like heists.
I think you were out of the room, but we kind of covered that.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Yeah, I think Gagne said that. I think in order for Han to take his position as pilot of the ship, that pilot had to die, right?
No, I see that, but like I wish I would have seen a little bit more of the Bond. I mean, not necessarily a Bond, but I wanted to see what this crew is capable of. I wanted to see them do more stuff. I kind of wanted to see like Han earn his wings and kind of be a scoundrel.
But we got to see them doing the last job that they were ever going to do before retirement, and we all know what happens when you tell everyone that you're about to retire. Is everyone dies.
It was a cool scene though. I really thought the whole
I have a good feeling
awesome.
about this.
Yeah, right. No, I think we all enjoyed Solo for what it was. It was better than Last Jedi. Anyway.
So for once, we're all in agreement.
So
That's kind of weird.
We gotta change the title of our group then.
Yeah, right.
Damn it, you're right. Thank you, Judge Shy.
It only took 21 episodes, but we've broken each other down. Yeah, you're right.
I changed the name of our podcast to Breaking Down Barriers.
Don't worry, we spoke a little too soon because you know what's up next.
The Star Wars debate.
Dun,
All
dun,
right,
dun, dun.
so how we doing?
Was that
I
The
don't-
Price is
that was
Right?
The Price is
That
Right.
was-
Pop-
Come on down. Episode 1.
Come on down and defend your
Phantom
movie.
Menace.
I'm just gonna leave.
No, you can stay now. We're cool, bro. I like that.
All right. Who has episode 1?
Episode 1 for $2.
Me, sir.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah,
ding.
did you just try to do Jar Jar Misa?
No, my God, no, me, sir.
I think you already lose your argument.
No.
Lisa,
So we're going straight into it. I'm not even gonna explain this. Okay, so
Yeah, go ahead. You can explain it.
There is no explanation.
Oh, wait. Hang
Here,
on. What was the
We were gonna-
formula?
here.
He defends and we ask one question each.
He's gonna say whatever he
let's
got
just
to
say
say.
what the
say
hell we're
you
doing
wanna
here.
say. That's
First
what
of
I'm
all,
gonna-
yeah.
So we were gonna do an argument on episode 20, and we were gonna pick one of the Star Wars movies. But the Star Wars movies that we were gonna choose was episode 8, and none of us feel strongly enough to defend it. Or I mean, someone definitely feels strong enough to go against it.
Yeah.
But and so instead of doing that, I came up with the idea that we would pick one of the numbered Star Wars movies and defend why it is the best Star Wars movie. Yes, that includes 1, 2, 3, 7, and 8. Other than the original trilogy, because we all know
We don't touch the original.
Those are the better ones.
those
We
are the
do
better
more.
ones. Nothing's hit there yet, to me anyway. But so we randomly chose the episodes. Adam got the one that he hates, but he's gonna defend it like he loves it. I got one that I hate.
But you're gonna love it tonight.
I love it. I love it right now, as of now.
So deep.
Academy Award winner right there. And then Chris got episode 1. Flex, excuse me. Or
Yeah,
Chris
is
Felix.
fine. Yeah, me.
Kanye got episode 3, and Sam got the best episode 2.
Yeah, I did. Jacket the clothes, motherfucker.
So this is
Oh, God.
so.
So-
Have patience with us as we.
So Sam feels
Right.
bad for Eddie and Adam because you guys have to sell shit to us in a good way.
I had an idea on how I was gonna write my argument, and I think it came out pretty well.
Let's all be honest here. We're all digging out of a pile of shit and we're all painting it gold the best
That's
way we
right.
can. So
So the rules are no touching hair in the face, okay?
What?
Of course. That's the,
Okay, I guess.
don't
That's
even
from-
put you dare.
Just
I
not in the hair,
How do you
okay? I
not
just
know
got it
that?
done.
No face or hair. I got to make money somehow.
That escalated quickly.
Anyways, so let's talk about the best Star Wars movie.
Sir,
is that how every
Sir,
one of
I
us is
wish
gonna
you
start
luck.
our
No,
argument?
I wish
Tell
you
us,
luck.
Jar Jar. Tell us.
no, I'm genuine because we're going back to 1999 where we're going to try something new with Star Wars. Let's talk about our generation's Star Wars. No, let's maybe pitch my opening real quick before we intervene. Real quick. This is our generation's
do this.
first
Hang
Star
on.
Wars. No, yes, you can. Hey, I'm working here.
I gotta give them a visual. Sam, I mean, Chris is casually drinking whiskey as he's telling us.
I'm pulling an Oscar Goodman here.
I'm fucking done.
He's taking swigs to fight his case.
I think Gagne should just FaceTime and just see Felix's face this way.
It's so smug.
Well, no, it's because I'm in all sincerity right now. We're talking about 1999.
Yeah, it's
We're
getting
talking
serious
about our generation's first Star Wars film. This is what we had to look forward to. Don't tell me not one of you was not fucking a little bit excited when you saw all that merch coming out, when you saw all those lightsabers coming out, when you saw all these things that we loved as kids growing up. We had this fucking badass looking new Sith coming out. Oh my God, we had our own thing. Let's talk about some mature subject matter, first of all. We're going to talk about taxation on trade routes. Yes, that was something. We're trying something totally new. We're not going to be talking, we're talking for the adults here. No, we're going to try a serious subject matter. No, it's all simple. Let's go rescue the princess. No, let's talk about some real politics for a second. What does intergalactic trade look like? No, we're going to see that in this film. We have something for the adults. But if you think that's too serious, we also have pod racing because that's fucking exciting too. We want to see what the sports world looks like.
What about your Jar Jar, huh?
We got that in there. Hey, you know what? That's just a prime example that not all species can be winners. You know, so it's such a broad universe out there. So we have to have a prime example of what some of the losers look like. And hey, they need a chance. They need a chance out there too. And you know, this little lack of a species got a chance to shine a little bit. So take what you will from him. Hey, we can look back in hindsight.
This is like an example of good xenophobia.
This is not a good example. You know, these weren't all prime choices. You know, look back at yourself 15 years ago. You weren't the brightest person. You were a stupid child. You know, time evolves, and we have to look back on things in hindsight. Let's not forget that part. But you know what? Like I said, we're just exemplifying other cultures out there. They can't all be winners. Sometimes they're a little lacking little chromosome areas. So you know what? You know, we got a little bit higher of a new species right here. But anyways, so moving on. So
I think episode 1 is the best.
Let's think about the best duel that we ever got. Actually, not even a duel. We had a 2-on-1. We had two Jedis. First of all, two of the best Jedis around. We had Ewan McGregor as a young Obi-Wan Kenobi. We got to see what young Alec Guinness looks like in Ewan McGregor. We even had Liam Neeson, you know, doing his thing as a Jedi as well, being the mentor to
a specific skill set.
Yes, it was fantastic. We got to see them fight 2-on-1 against a duel. Let's talk about the staff of a lightsaber that Darth Maul is wielding. The coolest villain that we've ever seen because this character has longevity. The one thing that's lasted throughout. We see this guy in. Hold on. He was in the Clone Wars. He was in Rebels. It lasted. He went into Solo. If there's one thing he could take from the prequels, is continuation with this badass villain. And not to mention, name one other tune besides Duel of the Fates that does not stand out amongst any of the other pieces of music besides the main Star Wars theme. I had that. I have Duel of the Fates. I had one of the more memorable music piece to one of the more intense duels that you'll ever see in a Star Wars film. I have the best movie. Go ahead, Ed.
Boom! Mic drop.
All right.
Well
questions.
Done, Felix. Well done.
Questions, concerns.
First of all,
fire it off.
I don't care how cool Darth Maul is. He'll never be the coolest villain in all of the Star Wars franchise as long as Vader exists.
Yep, but we're not technically using the trilogy, so against all of our other movies.
Against all of our other movies.
I can argue it. I want to hear Sam talk about how great Attack of the Clones was.
Oh, okay, we're just going to all do our...
We're just going to do our intro and then...
Or are we just going to bash on
No.
I need to breathe.
Well, I'll take turns and when we can go back to bashing. But I like to say that mine had better duel because you got Count Dooku versus Yoda, and it's the first time ever we see Yoda bust out the lightsaber. So I think mine wins that part in duels. I'm just saying. However, I'll go and give you my bad parts. My bad parts is I have Anakin Skywalker, and I also have Jar Jar Binks, who's on the council now, which was a horrible choice. But little side notes, just so you guys know, for the projectionists during that time of Clone War when it was released, on the tin cans itself, George Lucas released it under The Adventures of Jar Jar Binks. So it's to troll all the projectionists. So I thought that was pretty smart.
Because he was the best character, right, Felix?
Are you supposed to be helping us right now?
No. I'm just throwing a little bit of everything. But now I'm talking about the good shit that I have. So
he was trying to 8 Mile us.
So with this movie, the cool thing we discover is the clone troopers and also the introduction of Jango and Boba Fett. And then we have the tactic that we learned from Obi-Wan during his chase through Geonosis was being able to hide in the asteroid field. And with young Boba Fett seeing this technique, it carried on to Empire Strikes Back when the Millennium Falcon was trying to run away from him and they were trying to hide in the asteroid field too. so he was able to carry on the experience of life and actually catch the guys they are hiding. I'm just saying.
Clever call back to Slave One.
I didn't know that. Didn't put that together.
Well, I just put that in your ear hole, so enjoy it.
It's a new soundbite right there.
Yeah.
And also, everyone remembers the memorable scene of the death stick at the bar when they were hanging out, and they're trying to offer it to him. It's like, no, I do not want the death stick, and the guy's like, you do not want the death stick. He just suddenly walks off out of nowhere. Everyone remembers that scene.
No, I do not.
You tell me you guys remember that from
100%. I do not know what you're talking about. I know what a death stick is because I know Star Wars, but I do not know that scene.
Yeah, that scene.
They were in the cantina, bro.
Come on, bro.
There's only one cantina that you call a cantina, and it's not in any of the prequels.
Well, it's in this one.
Every Star Wars has their cantina scene. You know that.
And also, little fact about the clone troopers. They were broke down to color and ranking. So the green ones were sergeants, the blue ones were lieutenants, the red ones were captains, and the yellow ones were the commanders. The commanders got the special privilege to attend and protect or go with the Jedis on missions. What?
Nothing. No.
He's having flashbacks to
I was going to
Republic
write down
Commando.
something, but I don't have a pen, so
So you're defeated by not having a pen?
yeah, I'm going to wait and hopefully that I remember.
Well, that's mine for.
Go on, Sam.
That's all I got.
Okay.
I didn't go too crazy. Okay. I didn't want to get too
Very good.
political, like somebody.
Thank you for that, Sam. You made me like that movie less than I thought I did.
I love you too. I love you too.
All right, Gani. You got episode 3, right? You got the easy one, the layup.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I mean, I could go on all night. I could probably talk, 2.5 hours on how great this movie is. I'll just act it out for you guys if you want. I can tell you right now.
Yes, I will pay for that.
Well,
You'd be better than Mannequin.
I'm telling you already that I have the higher ground in this argument. So
Ooh, that was good. That was good.
I mean, where do you want me to go? Do you want me to go the intro to Darth Vader? Cool, I could do that. Do you want me to tell you that Anakin finally stops being pouty and decides to murder a bunch of kids? Cool, we'll give you that too.
It was Ambien. It was Ambien's fault. It was
all Ambien. Side effects include killing children.
Careers.
Younglings.
We get not one, not two, but 3 lightsaber battles. We've got Obi versus the emo kid at the end. We got Dooku and Anakin with a nice little double lightsaber beheading, which was, quick and easy. And then you get to see Yoda fight Palpatine, man, for the first time. The two badass, Jedi and Sith battling each other and
True.
the Senate. So that was, destroying the Senate floor was pretty badass.
I'm not hearing anything about Jar Jar on your side.
Jar Jar was dead by the time.
That much.
Yeah. He made a brief appearance.
Yeah,
they should have showed Anakin killing him too, and that would have made this movie the best movie ever of Star Wars. But I'll settle for the best in this group. I got Order 66 taking out all the Jedi.
Yes.
Which ends up leading to our introduction to Chewbacca on Kashyyyk. Come on, they gave you everything that you needed, and the ending battle scene on, was it Mustafar, if I'm pronouncing that correctly?
Jedi duel, whatever.
They're finally getting to see Anakin get cut down and how it all transpires. Fantastic. So, I mean, that's all I got, man.
Why did he jump at him, though? He had the high ground.
You underestimate his powers, okay?
I feel like they didn't have a way to end that fight. Oh, I should wait. We're not talking shit.
Not yet.
Wait,
go ahead.
Me.
Yeah,
we're done with the prequels.
All right.
That was actually really nice, Kanye. I appreciate that.
Bear with me for a second.
It's your honest opinion on how much you love this movie.
I love this movie because Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, brought hope back to Star Wars fans that the Star Wars universe still had life after they felt the prequel trilogy failed it. Episode 7 is packed full of nostalgia that strikes back to the feeling of the original trilogy.
Really strikes back.
This is mine.
Eddie, I feel like you're laughing more than you can say.
Believe in it.
The Return of the Jedi story brought back from the female lead's perspective. is a different look on, but still has the same feeling of that original trilogy.
Gagne, I wish you could see Eddie's face. He's struggling. Like
He's forced it's like he's forced to read a book report.
Use the Force, Eddie.
Is he being forced?
The fall of another Skywalker and more of Solo's escapades and a Death Star-like weapon all harkens back to the original trilogy. It just gives you that feeling. It makes you feel... Yes, that was... never mind. I've been mentioning every one of their titles. Episode 7, and I don't even know what I'm doing here anymore. Because it encapsulates every enjoyable moment from the original trilogy and puts them in a new package with new characters to inherit and carry the universe beyond The Last Jedi, Luke and his fellow characters created in the original trilogy. And there's a guy who throws tantrums. It's really good, guys.
When are you expecting that check from Disney?
Dude, your voice crack. I can't. Okay, listen, Eddie. It's a great delivery, but seeing your face, you're like, I can't. You can't back it up with that face.
This is what happens when you argue stuff that you're not, proud of.
My villain was a guy who wants to be Darth Vader. He he has a mask.
Yep.
And his tantrum.
I wonder how this character develops.
No,
in the
the
next
tantrum.
movie.
Yeah, the tantrum gets really good in my movie.
It gets better.
So let's start by saying this movie is 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, all right, but it should be 100%, okay?
Get the fuck out of here.
Because it makes
the
perfect
fuck out
sense, all right? There's no plot holes in this movie, all right? It has plenty of callbacks to the old Star Wars films, all right? It's brand fucking new. Takes all kinds of bold chances, all right? At least that's what Rotten Tomatoes paid me for, all right? The Last Jedi reminds me of another movie I love and had defended before on this show. Batman versus Superman.
Oh, God.
Such a device.
Yes, it was very much like that film. Let's go with that.
Such a divisive movie, all right? But if you just look deeper, all right, you can see the complexities, all right? Just like The Last Jedi, all right? Luke milking sea cows, evil BB-8, porgs, bombing runs in space, porgs, Leia finally using her Force powers after she's blown into space and clearly dead. Leia's abilities, they're all unlocked from within because she clearly has a high metachlorian count.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
Some Star Wars fans are butthurt because they came in with their preconceived notions about how Star Wars should end up. You know, Rey's supposed to be Luke's daughter that got sent away. Snoke's really Palpatine's clone. The Knights of Ren are some sort of Sith army. All right, how brilliant of them to troll us for a movie and a half just for us to realize that it didn't mean shit. So brave, so ballsy. All right, it makes it hit that much harder when you're just so invested. All right. Some people, didn't like Empire Strikes Back. They thought it was...
Some people are wrong.
Criticized for having, ending on a downer. This is the same reason people hated it on this movie. Not the countless plot holes, not the shooting Monty Python comedy, not the lame side quest with Finn and Rose, all right? Not the arms dealing and slaves trading, all right? So deep, so deep. Let's talk about Luke, all right? At the end, he says, quote, "What do you want me to do, take on the whole fleet myself?" Yes, that's exactly what we wanted him to do, all right? And then he does. Or he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't, all right? So he went there to die and give them hope, right? Hold on, let me finish. But instead, he shows them hope anyway by dying alone on another planet far, far away. All right, so deep. That's exactly how I wanted him to go out, just like Mark Hamill wanted. Yes! It's brilliantly written. It's ballsy. It's different. It's The Last Jedi. Don't fuck it up, J.J. Abrams.
Hey, we both share a thing too. Both of our movies both have Death Star scenes. There's yours, the little laser scene. It was almost like a trench run, right? Basically, they just copied it from.
That's in your movie, buddy. The trench run.
No, that definitely is.
You had
but also
reverse Empire Strikes Back. You had Hoth at the end.
Oh, there was a Hoth moment. But I mean, this was Salt. It was totally different.
But on that salty thing,
look, the white turns to red.
Going to destroy a giant laser that's going to ruin everything for the good guys, right?
Yeah, but before it gets destroyed, Finn is about to complete his character arc, right? And then Rose comes in and saves the day by knocking his ship out of the way of the giant laser. You want to save what you love. That's what this movie's all about. Or kill your past. I'm not sure.
Are we allowed to take a group vote on who did the best? Because we should. Because my vote's going to Adam. Like he
I don't know.
He bit it pretty hard, dude. He bit it pretty hard to sell this.
I don't know, man.
Bring on,
Felix had
bring
me
it on.
cracking up about trade federation.
I know that one fucking
The trade part's pretty fucking funny too, man. I think you two are tied, honestly.
Dude,
between
serious
you and
subject matter
Flex.
over here, man. I don't know what Adam was talking about over here. That movie was terrible. That was just spitting in the face of all the fans, just saying, "Hey, fuck you!" Exactly. Like, why are we supporting this? That's just wrong. Like, we didn't get anything
But wait.
paid out of this.
We forgot to mention the SNL scene that takes place like literally 10 minutes of the opening scene of the movie.
Oh,
That's always said Monty
Great
Python.
comedy sketch.
That was no Monty Python is humorous and funny. It was a bad SNL sketch. Like, can you hear me?
I thought
Can
you liked
hear
the
me?
humor that Disney's throwing in all other movies.
No,
now.
no,
Come on,
no.
this is not about you. This is about Disney and how much money they need to make on the Star Wars films before they suck again.
So was it Disney's decision to do the topless Kylo Ren scene? Because like that's exactly what we wanted out of our
Hey,
intended
did we not get the Ben Swallow meme? All right, out of that. Yeah, we did.
You know what?
Hey, you can't give Star Wars credit. You gotta give the internet
Adam
credit
wins
too.
that
Point.
point for sure.
Point.
Ben
And
Swallow.
Damn.
Hold on.
go ahead. I thought about all the defense. I've seen
Okay, I wanted to comment on the Clone Wars thing when you started bringing up the commandos and the different colors and all the things that I don't think is talked about in the actual movie, and the only way you know about that is through the cartoon
Clone Wars.
You're not defending that. That's not part of this. You don't get to.
It
switch
still
that in.
says Clone Wars in the titles.
No,
so-
that's not how things work.
Oh, too bad.
Star Wars
Wakanda.
Attack of
Listen,
the Clones,
listen.
it doesn't say
Wakanda
Clone
doesn't have a
Wars, it
white
says
guy,
Attack of the
but
Clones.
apparently
And
it
I'm
represents
not,
Wakanda.
I can wear the shirt.
Doesn't matter. That just goes to show the testament of Attack of the Clones. Because I don't remember a damn thing about that movie. And
Exactly.
whatever movie you're talking about just sounded boring as shit. So I just don't really care.
You totally forgot to mention the best villain of all Star Wars films, General Grievous. Come on.
Oh yeah.
That's in the third one.
No, he
Yeah,
dies
that's
in the
second
third
one.
one.
He was in the second one.
but
Well,
he's
he
in
was
the
like-
one.
Yeah. Anyways, the second movie was just bad acting. in
Oh,
front of
we
green
forgot he
screen.
was in
That
the second
terrible.
one. That's right, because
Yeah.
the second one's terrible.
Third movie was great up until one word. No. And then it just all lost
Uh-oh.
whatever gravity it landed. So, no, sorry. Movie's
Well,
just-
your movie
You got to
Movie was
see,
fancy.
you got to
Jar Jar
witness
Jar
the
Jar.
strength of Vader when he gets angry. Okay.
Nobody wants an
Whoa.
emotional Vader. We can have an
He's a
emotional
Sith-
Anakin.
okay, first of all,
but as
he's
soon
a
as you put
Sith
that mask on,
Lord.
you can't be pouty
He
like that.
just
Sith
turned
Lord, they
into
all run
Vader.
off of emotion. That's what separates them from Jedi. So that's not.
Oh, if
that's
you're
not
if saying Sith Lords can't be pouty, then explain to me Kylo Ren.
oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I was
Challenge
just
supposed to be
defending.
mediating.
I was defending my movie.
Well, I'm already taking notes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I have all the points, and I'll tell you guys later. I mean, I'm only like half
Listen.
the vote, and then we'll let the crowd decide.
My movie is all about reintroducing you to the Star Wars universe 27 years later or whatever.
Your movie's a fan service hand job.
It's a
That's
fan
all that
service
is.
hand job that does it well, okay?
Shamelessly.
Shamelessly.
It's a
money
You're right,
laundering
and I
film. That's all that
shamelessly
is.
used
But
every
hang on,
title
But
of
at
every
least it
Star
was
Wars
better
movie.
than Last Jedi. It might have been fan service hand job,
All right,
but
well,
that
my
was
movie
like
was all
using
about
the
balance
teeth.
in the Force, all right, and how Kylo and Rey were about the balance that the initial Star Wars movie was all about capturing. And J.J. Abrams did a terrible job, like a Lost episode in the first movie, putting all these questions out and no answers.
What do you mean? Her
So we had to go ahead and just ixnay that script all together and start over. So deep.
What do you mean? Rey suddenly was stronger in the Force than someone that was trained for years and years? It totally makes sense.
Totally, because she's full of metachlorians.
That's right. She's like off the
Dude, that's
charts.
Because anyone can
Off
have
the
them.
dome charts, right? Because
To-
in the first episode it was...
Yeah, I use Eddie's line. It sucks. Which is bad.
Yeah, well, at least with The Force Awakens, you got some good classic character moments. When you got Han and Chewie back. You know, you at least got that. When you brought back Luke, what the hell did we get? We got a grumpy ass old man who all he did was force so
Because
hard
he's
that he
dealing with the
eventually just faded
millennials.
away.
Because he's dealing with all the fucking millennials.
All he did,
bro.
no. Instead of giving the fans one last chance to see Luke actually light up the lightsaber, no. What the hell did we get? We got a force projection that he forced so hard out there that he eventually just faded away.
Because he didn't use Force Viagra first, okay?
He was trying to be hopeful, man. Ended on a good note for
Did it though?
for the.
Did it though?
I don't know.
Because we got the
Now he
dual
gets to be a
sunset.
Force ghost.
Okay, so Luke is a ghost now, right? And now he still listens to Yoda bitching to him about how he fucked up every turn. He's like, "Oh great, this is my afterlife special. I get to hear Yoda just complain about everything."
That should be episode 9 entirely. Just fucking Yoda cracking on Luke.
There you go. We just
and
wrote
a bunch
episode 9.
and a bunch of CG Leia.
Yeah. Not only that, my movie had introduced a female lead who actually used the Force before Leia did. Like, she's had it for who knows how long, right? Ever since Luke injected her with. Anyway.
Wow.
Wait, what?
What was
that?
The incest joke.
Yeah, the incest joke. Do we have a counter for that?
So metachlorians are
That'll be the
contagious
first
by
one.
kissing?
That was 2, I think Sam mentioned.
Listen here, kids. Just go enjoy the classics, okay? Enjoy the classics because those are really good still.
Chad, what's your take on this?
All right. So my standing.
How many have you watched of all this?
I watch all of it.
Okay.
I'm actually like except Solo. So I mean, I'm pretty caught up. If opinion wise, like for my choice, if I was like not without like debating, I prefer episode 1 because the
Damn
fight
right
scene.
you do.
Okay.
No, I said without the you guys debating.
Without our
stand.
debates.
Yes, but if we're talking like in debate wise, like I feel like Adam did really good at defending his movie. I definitely have to say, but nobody really bashed on Gagne, so I have to say that Gagne did really win most of it because nobody said anything about Gagne. So everybody's bashing on each other.
It's just, that movie's just pretty choreography. That's all that movie is. That's the only thing I get out of that is just sword fighting choreography. That's all the only good thing I can say.
Glad
about
we
that.
wrapped up that trilogy to get Darth Vader to finally be Darth Vader.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All right,
Jesus. Is that better?
yeah, there we go.
How he became Darth Vader.
Like, we need a trilogy for that character. Wow.
He had to have lots of bad nightmares, and he had to fight Obi-Wan, and he
Had to lose the
kill
love of his
kids.
life. It was very gentle.
He had to choke her out.
She
Believe his
lost the
mentor.
will to live. How we get Luke and Leia, man, and we get to see how they end up where they end up.
So is the story
What the
about
hell
single
happened in
dad
the
with
first
2 kids?
hour and a half of that movie?
I think that was like 2 hours.
I told you already. Anakin kills Dooku. You got the Grievous fight with Obi-Wan. You got
So it like
all that.
it
So
opens
you're
up.
just a fan of genocide. You're just a fan of murdering all the
action,
Jedi's and
action,
murdering
action.
children.
It
Yeah,
o- it
kill
o-
the children. Sword fight. Kill the children.
Opens up with action. Boring.
lightsabers.
Action.
Show me some lightsabers.
Lightsabers.
Oh,
Cool
it's
cameo.
Space chase.
And then-
Space chase. Then
Yeah.
And more lightsabers. Yes!
That's- I mean, it's like
Palpatine. You
There's
get
like two- there's like two
Sam
halves of that
Jackson
movie.
fighting Palpatine. You get all kinds of goodness.
Yeah, we kill Mace Windu.
You
like
get
a little
everything you
bitch,
want.
too. He went out pretty.
But you
easy.
know what you're missing? Luke sucking on some blue milk.
That's exactly what we
Yeah,
want.
that little got milk.
And there was inconsistency. That was green milk. That was not even blue.
How the hell do you know? You must be colorblind.
I watched it.
It was a
What- what are you
callback,
talking
buddy.
about,
That's a
colorblind?
callback. It is blue motherfucking milk.
Oh, jeez. I can't believe we actually did
wait,
this.
there was a
actually
whole
worked
desert
out.
planet in my movie.
You mean unlike the first one? Hey, mine was salt. Okay?
Hey,
it was not snow.
I
it
had
was
desert
salt.
too. Whatever.
And they made a line just because of that. All right.
Oh, God.
I don't know what I had. I had a lot of CGI backdrops.
Mustafa.
No, you were in lava, Gagne. Your whole ending was on
Hot
lava,
lava.
exploding planets.
There's a quote from Ryan Johnson that I saw on the 2-hour-long director's cut.
So that is dedication.
So there was 10 more
You can't
minutes.
take anything seriously when there are porgs on the screen. Quote. And that's the whole fucking movie.
Damn, Adam.
You know, I'm not gonna lie.
He did a
By
lot
the way,
of work.
now that we're done with the argument, I hate that fucking movie.
I was like, can we finish?
No,
This is
absolutely
exhausting.
can't.
because my episode had a sad scene in it where one of our favorite characters is taken from us,
Who didn't see that coming?
and
That was so telegraphed.
well, we
the
saw
entire
it
way.
because he hasn't wanted to be in a Star Wars movie since like episode 4.
No, we've seen it because we've seen movies before. That was so telegraphed from like fucking 15 minutes
It
ago.
still hurt. Tell me it didn't hurt you. It
on,
hurt you. You
Oh,
know,
sure.
you
I got
you
over it.
felt sad, and that was
I
in
would
my
have felt
movie.
worse if they gave
and that's
Chewie
why
a
it's the
moment.
best.
Nobody hugged the Wookiee. The hell? Nobody hugged man's best friend. They gave Rey a hug. Who the hell is she? Some random Force user? She's nobody
Have you-
apparently.
have you
'cause
smelled the
apparently
Wookiee?
nobody's-
She is the star of this trilogy. How dare you?
How dare you?
And she starts in my movie.
The whole point of the movie is that she's not a Skywalker.
I can't do this anymore. Can we finish, please?
Yeah,
She awakened into her
The-
position.
Battle over. Battle over.
Jesus Christ! Someone almost had a whiskey.
I feel like this is like a purge episode. It's like a purge moment.
This shit's just hilarious.
You
Just-
remember how we fought over Batman versus Superman for like the next one? I feel like we're still gonna argue on this one.
Honestly, I saw my movie over again. I fell asleep halfway through. I didn't fucking care.
I love that.
Boring as shit.
Your opening argument. We're gonna get some
I-
adult shit.
That was the only selling thing I had.
That was my favorite.
I was totally going to watch again, but it was only available if you bought it, and it was $15.
Oh, dude,
Not
I know,
worth it.
right? I had to borrow this off my parents because everywhere I went to go fucking rent this movie, it was only available to purchase.
I have the Blu-ray set. So
Oh.
you could have borrowed it.
Oh, thanks, man.
Oh, man, you mail that
Bring
to
it
me.
next time.
Yeah.
Along with those manga albums.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Because you were waiting at Little Caesars for an hour.
So Chai, did you enjoy being a judge?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's nice. It's nice to hear on this side instead of just listening in through the podcast.
So you're just here listening in person?
Yeah, it's a lot nicer. I get to see a lot of tension and a lot of
random laughing that I cut out and a lot of red faces.
He saw Adam's intenseness. The intense Adam.
Yo, that was really good, Adam. Yeah. I give you a lot of props.
That was good defending. That was good defending, Adam.
Yeah, I was impressed.
And Eddie, I couldn't take you serious at all.
I
Dude.
used
You're too busy laughing.
every
Pun.
name of every Star Wars movie.
I know. You read book.
except for Rogue One. I started racing. I was like, oh, I can use Strikes Back here. Halfway through, I was like, oh yeah, we're doing this.
Oh man.
The movie basically steals everything.
With
from the original trilogy,
Gagne, he was
so
pretty
my-
clean. Like Gagne just shot right through his. He
Gagne's
was
like,
pretty
yeah,
clean.
just made my point.
Both points and out, man.
I was kind of thinking about it. I was like, I do kind of want to watch Revenge of the Sith again.
I like Revenge of the Sith.
That one's not bad, honestly. It was some pretty good moments.
I'm a prequel apologist.
Yeah.
I like them.
No, Phantom
Well, I
Menace
mean,
is pretty bad.
the argument.
I know.
for
There's
Duel of
definitely
the
boring
Fates-
parts in Phantom Menace.
Really? I thought that
So-
was
so-
great. I think that was probably the only one, like the best martial arts fights in all of them.
Hang on, Gagne, what you say? I couldn't hear you.
Yes.
Sorry.
I was just saying, what was it? Flex's argument for Duel of the Fates. I mean, that even made me like, oh, I'm going to go look up that scene again because
that's the
that
thing,
was
though,
such a good moment. Like, oh,
Right? Dude, that music, like, I swear.
Yeah, the Duel of Fates was awesome.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, that's one of those tracks, like, you remember that, along with the opening title and just, like, the themes, like, the Han and Leia were, like, romance music. Like, that's, like, one of those songs that stands out. Like, you know, and that, they even used it in Solo. Like, when we saw Darth Maul. Like,
Yeah,
they
like,
just
in the
used a little
background,
snippet
you
of
heard
it,
that like
so-
dun dun. Yeah.
Oh,
You're like,
really?
ah!
Yeah, it was a little snippet of it.
Okay, you know what? Now I think I have to go watch it. Damn it.
It's good, man.
Solo
Oh,
was
if
good.
you haven't watched it, definitely watch it. It's
You
so
should definitely
it's
watch
fun.
Solo.
They are all better than The Last Jedi.
Clone Wars?
All of them.
Like,
You
there's
think
scene-
Phantom
there's-
Menace was better than The Last Jedi?
Yes.
I want to watch the last Jedi again. Let me borrow
Well,
that.
to be fair, yeah, there's.
It's on Netflix, I think, isn't it? Or coming
Later this
soon?
month, I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
later.
I think
I'll let you borrow it.
I think
second week.
the actual fight in episode 1 makes up for a lot of
The pod
the-
racing and the
the
kitty
pod
stuff.
racing and there's a lot of slow
The
stuff.
Jar Jar,
The
like
walking
drunken
through, like-
boxing.
Dude, this movie's so racist. By the way, besides Jar Jar Binks, like, it's one of those things. It's startling how bad it immediately gets when Jar Jar Binks appears. Like, oh my god, what the hell was he thinking? Like, as soon as this character appears, like, this is so wrong.
Well, yeah,
everything about this character is wrong.
He
Well, that's the thing
literally
about Star
insults
Wars,
his
though,
intelligence within like 5 seconds of meeting him.
Yeah, dude. And then he's like, oh, it's a local. I'm like, well, that's
They
that's
use the
fucking rude.
aliens as like basically the racist, like every stereotype.
Well, dude, even
into one, like-
the beginning characters, the counselors, I forget the trade route people.
Yep.
They're like fucking Asian like stereotypes. Like their eyes are a little like slanty looking, and they're speaking like broken ass English. Yeah, and then Watto is just a straight up like Jewish like stereotype. It's like money, like hungry, like huge,
Rubbing
like,
2 coins together,
Yeah, dude,
right?
it's just terrible.
The Republic is supposed to be the accepting ones.
Multicultural.
Yeah. And that's what's bad about the Empire is they're the xenophobes. And it was like, there's no separation. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's a lot of bad stuff. Anyways,
But he's Liam Neeson. He can do whatever he wants.
That's 90s kids. That's 90s for you.
yeah, none of you
A lot
guys hit
bad
the
choices.
midichlorians. I was ready for that.
Oh, yeah. He did. He mentioned
Well,
it like every time someone
was
said
like, yeah, like, nobody was like bashing
High
it.
level injected.
I was ready for
Well,
somebody
it
to look
was
at me.
like super sarcastic. Like,
yeah,
I was like-
it was in defense of.
Hey, dude, that was a
my terrible
scientific
movie.
explanation to fantasy. That's what happens when you try to give science to religion. It's just like, it just sucks. Just let it be. Just have some faith.
I love the meter, the little dome. Look at it. It's off the charts. I don't know what that looks. That looks like a shield.
So many midichlorians.
So little time.
All right, guys, let's end the show there.
Let's wrap that up.
Wait.
One more.
Mega Man's coming out. The new Mega Man looks amazing. I know it's like completely random and off topic, but god damn, that game looks
Is it
amazing.
Mega Man 11?
Next-
It looks pretty sharp, actually.
It looks great,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the new time stop or time pause that looks like the Matrix. Like you have to fight bosses that are moving too fast that you have to like actually pause them. And also next week is after we record will be E3, but stuff is coming out.
Yes.
New
Yeah, we're
Fallout
gonna have a lot to
76
talk
trailer
about.
is out. It's a survival game like Conan Exiles, but in the Fallout 4 engine.
That could be cool.
I don't know if it and Vault 76. If you played Fallout 4, the guy, if you don't answer the door when he's knocking on the door to ask you about joining the vault, he'll say something like the success of Vault 76 has led us to make all these other vaults, blah blah. Vault 76 was like people went into the vault early, and they're like an experiment group, so they're getting out only 20 years after the nukes go off. So it's gonna be like just had happened basically, compared to like the other vaults survivors who were like 100 years in the future or whatever.
So everything's still going to be nuked and
yeah, everything's
some
gonna
crazy
be,
monsters.
There's no mutant. They're saying the very first mutant is going to be in that one, because
nice.
if you know Fallout 1, which is like a crazy tactics-based game, the very first mutant was in that timeline like 20 years after the explosion. So
Well, we'll have a lot of
Yeah,
gaming
big week
news
for
coming
E3.
up.
Oh, yeah.
sure.
But
Excited.
also,
I'd love to see E3.
so let you guys know, any anime fans, last night was the first episode of Furikuri Progressive. It was really, really good first episode. It harks back to the show.
I saw
Big
your
time.
snaps. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I missed it.
It's so fucking good, bro. Like the pillows came back to perform also
Really?
for the show.
Okay.
So you guys would dig it.
Give us the elevator pitch. What the hell is that?
Fully Cooley is complete madness. There's no way to explain that show.
Yeah, it's just Furikuri was a show created by all the anime artists that want to take the time off, take a break, and create something silly. But basically, the show itself was season 1 was about a boy who was found by this chick from outer space to stop endless calamity occurring in this small town. The music's good. The animation's really good. It's just a great show. I don't know how to explain
Just to
it.
show you the randomness. The very first episode of the very first show winds up with a girl driving a scooter who has a guitar strapped to her back, and she rides over the like main character or some shit and like
Hits him straight up.
just runs his ass out like poof, and like kids barely like it's fucking random as shit, but it's like crazy. The art is crazy. The music's good. It's worth a watch.
Will Gagne give it more than 5 minutes?
No, but he should.
He might.
He might because a lot of random people like those kind of old school like anime that were on at the time, because that was like what a lot of people's first anime. Adult Swim stuff, yeah. And but he should definitely get on that Death Parade.
Is that on Netflix? Fully Cooley?
Fully Cooley. I don't know.
You have
It's
to-
probably
you have
gonna
to
be on
go find
Hulu because it's on. It was on TV. So
Or Amazon.
right,
Cool.
it's on-
Well, if it's not English dubbed, I'll wait for
Oh,
that.
it is. It did. All the Adult Swim stuff is.
Ah, gotcha.
A lot of English.
Cool. Awesome. Cool,
Don't
guys.
forget,
Well,
don't forget Porgs, your favorite.
of course, Porgs. Gotta love Porgs.
Porgs.
Love that.
Porgies.
Hate that fucking movie.
No, man, he brushes his shoulder off.
Yes. Mark Hamill and I have that in common. We totally just hated everything they had to do with that character. But anyway, I digress.
I think I turned that movie off because I didn't know that he disappeared at the end. I was like, I watched that little piece and I was like, okay, this is it, right?
And we're done with this movie and this episode. Check us out on Podbean. Check us out on YouTube. All that stuff.
Instagram, Twitter,
iTunes, Spotify, everywhere.
Facebook.
Thank you for listening to us.
Let us know who you guys thought won the debate.
Oh,
You know,
don't forget
you
the
know
Deadpool
it
shirt.
was the awakening.
Don't forget the Deadpool shirt.
Oh yeah, the
What
New
about
Year.
it?
Oh, we're giving away a Deadpool shirt.
I know.
What about
I
it?
hate that. I
More
hate
info,
whoever wins
Chai.
it. Don't tell
Chai,
me who wins
give
it.
us more info.
Oh, we're giving away a Deadpool shirt. You just have to answer who did not watch Deadpool 2.
Last episode.
2 episodes. It was 2 episodes
Well,
ago.
yeah, how
So it's
can they
episode
answer that?
18.
Well, by listening to that episode 19, right?
Well, just listen in general. Listen to all our stuff.
Oh yeah, okay.
Support us.
But yeah, you just have to answer that question. If you answer right,
It was on the episode It Takes 3 to DP, right?
yeah,
Great
yeah,
title.
take-
The greatest title ever, right? Come on, high five, guys.
Yeah.
and then we're gonna pick one of the winners.
There you go. It was a very cool Deadpool shirt.
Did you
Said he was
high-five
jealous.
yourself?
No, you high fived me.
No,
What are you
I
talking
didn't.
about?
How can they answer
radio.
that question, Chai? Are they going to contact us on Instagram? Or can they hit us
Oh,
up?
you could comment anywhere on Instagram or Facebook, and then
With
we're gonna
the
pick
name.
one winner.
And then we'll select the winner.
Randomly,
Yes, randomly.
if you have the right name.
Random winning.
Cool.
We're all about
We'll
random.
put that up again for everybody to check it out.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys. We'll see you next time.
I will find you probably.